Hundreds of people gathered on the streets of downtown Cleveland to voice their opinion during the Republican National Convention today. According to the Cleveland Police Department Twitter page, 2 officers were assaulted during those protests. Both of those officers have minor injuries. More than 5,000 police officers from around the country are in Cleveland this week to help with security around the RNC.
KXAN political reporter Phil Prazen live in Cleveland with how Austin police officers are helping out up there. Phil?
Well, Robert and Shannon, about 90 Austin police officers from their special response team are up here in Cleveland. It's part of their massive show of force here to keep the peace outside of the convention area. Hundreds of protesters fill the streets of Cleveland every day this convention. Nationally, it's a tense situation because of unrest over police shooting black men and black men shooting police. But in Cleveland, the sheer number of officers on the streets from around the country keep it mostly calm.
As I understand, this is the first time in the history of our nation that we've had so many outside police agencies come together to support a city.
Austin Assistant Chief Frank Dixon is one of 90 APD officers patrolling Cleveland's main thoroughfares this week. Many times in the day, people from Austin and total strangers come up to thank them for being here. But at any moment, they could be called in to help with a large protest.
Just traditionally in American policing, the #1 deterrent to crime is police presence, officer presence. So that's why whenever we're having an uptick in crime, whether it be locally, through the state or nationally, you see a lot of police agencies utilize increased officer presence to deter crime.
They work in 12-hour shifts, noon to midnight. Half of the time they walk the area, half of the time they wait to respond to a protest or an arrest. But every second they're representing the city of Austin here in Cleveland. So who's footing the bill for all of this? Well, the city of Cleveland received a $50 million federal grant to pay for security, so your local tax dollars are not paying for this security in Cleveland.
Phil, we've heard dire predictions for several weeks that it would be chaos this week in Cleveland. What are police actually seeing on the ground right now?
Well, before that one scuffle that just happened about an hour ago, it's been pretty calm, calmer than expected. There's only been 6 arrests, and none of them have been made by Austin's police. But for now, we're live in Cleveland. Phil Prazen, KXAN News.
Phil, thank you. And Phil will join us again coming up on KXAN News at 10 o'clock this evening. A reminder, you can watch his reports through the end of the convention tomorrow evening. That's here on KXAN and over on the CW Austin.